Welcome to Faith in Flour. This is Robin, and this week I'm starting with our Costco haul. I plan to shop at Costco about once a month, and so this was from a couple weeks back, so you'll hear me mention getting ready for the Super Bowl. And because Costco is in many parts of the US and several other countries, many of you have let me know that you enjoy seeing what we have here in Texas. Let us know about your Costco favorites down in the comments. This is what we got at Costco this week. The guys came with me and we had lunch at Costco afterwards, but they don't offer a gluten-free option. So we picked up these chicken drumsticks, and Peyton had a couple of these along with a fruit smoothie. Patrick and I had the hot dog and soda. Not really nutritious, but very good and a really good price. And we did that after we shopped. And then we stocked up on some goodies for a little Super Bowl party that we're having. We got snacks like Tostitos scoops, these Kettle brand crinkle cut Himalayan sea salt potato chips, and these Terra vegetable chips. And these I know were $3 off, so that was a pretty good deal. In fact, I'm kind of wishing I got an extra bag for another time. We got the spinach artichoke and Parmesan dip. This, I'm sure, is going to be good. We've never tried it before, but we thought it would be really nice to have along with the chips for the Super Bowl. I got grass-fed butter from Kirkland brand. This is a very good deal when compared to the Kerrygold, which is what I normally buy, so I thought we would try that. I got a big 5-pound bag of pears. Pears have been pretty good this season, so I'm hoping that these are going to be good too. We got 2 bags of bagels, some of the everything bagel and some of the cinnamon raisin, and I will probably freeze these. We've done that before. They freeze really well, and then they're great to bring out for breakfast. I got this big 1-pound container of baby spinach. We love fresh spinach salads, plus you can use this cooked and it will freeze, so this is never too much spinach. We will definitely go through all of this, no problem. And this gluten-free 4-cheese tortelloni, we got this before. It was really good. I even froze some and it froze very well. So I want to pick up a pack every time we go, because I've noticed at Costco that if you see something, you should just go ahead and get it, because when you go next time, it might be gone. So every time I go back, I'll probably pick up some more of those and just keep them in the freezer. This is our favorite brand of jam, and this 4 fruits preserves is really good. So I got this large jar of that. It's got, let's see, strawberries, cherries, red currants, and raspberry. I got pink salt, this fine grain large container. This is 5 pounds, was a good deal. Some chopped onions. I like these dried chopped onions in a lot of different things, so it was great to get a big container of that. I was running out of cumin, so I picked up their ground cumin and also their vanilla and honey. This is the 100% pure, raw, unfiltered honey that's local. And I also got jeans for Peyton. So these Levi jeans were a really good deal. I had just been looking at them on Amazon, and these were $20 cheaper. So we're gonna check on the size for Patrick, and hopefully they'll still have them the next time I go, and I will pick up the size that he needs. I had an appointment in the area where we have our Costco, and I wanted to go back there the following week anyway, because I wanted to get more of these jeans while they were still there. I got a black pair for Patrick, and I picked up another pair for Peyton. I would prefer a darker wash, but he actually likes this, you know, softer, already sort of worn denim, and so I got him a pair of those because it really is a good deal and these fit him nicely. And Patrick really needed a pair of more modern sweatpants that are in better shape than the ones that he has, and these are from Champion, and they were also a much better deal than I've seen anyplace else, so hopefully he'll like those. I wanted to get some Clorox wipes, and I was happy to see that these were on sale. I think it was $3 or $3.50 off for those. Also, I was about out of my calcium, so I thought I would try their brand, and they were also on sale. Another non-food item that I got were some of these cotton rounds. I really like using those for removing makeup and nail polish, and it was a 900 count, which was also on sale. And the other sale item that they were having this week that we really love is this strawberry banana Cheerios. And this was a pretty good value, so I picked up a box of that. It's 2 huge boxes. We got some of the Rao's marinara sauce, the organic dried blueberries. This big bag was a much better value than the smaller one that I bought at Walmart recently. And we go through these really quickly because I really like them in granola. I got this double pack. It's 4 pounds, 2 pounds each of Hormel pepperoni. Peyton loves pepperoni on his pizza. We make pizza from scratch all the time, and I can freeze it once I've opened a pack, and the other pack will stay good for a very long time in the pantry. So this was much better than buying it in the smaller packs at the grocery store. And the same for this Dave's Killer Bread. We really like this bread. The Good Seed one is so good, and it comes in 2 loaves. So we'll have one this week, and I'll freeze one for next week. And I think that's gonna do it for me from Costco for a little while. This week I had a little crafting fun making a beeswax candle and some wax melts with all natural ingredients and fragrances. I found a recipe for honey vanilla candles from Laura at Our Oily House, and I will link it for you down in the description box. I've made candles several times in the past using essential oils, and that's a great way to naturally scent candles, but it takes a lot of essential oils to get a really nice fragrance that would fill the room. And because essential oils can be kind of expensive, I was looking for some alternatives and came across this recipe. For this recipe, you'll need a pound of wax. I'm using beeswax, but you could also substitute soy wax. I've used that lots of times in the past, and those usually turn out really well. And you just need to melt it very gently, and so I'm using a double boiler. Laura's recipe doesn't call for it, but I just know from experience that adding about a cup of coconut oil can help the candle burn more evenly and last a little longer, so I'm adding that to the recipe. While I allow the wax to cool just a little bit before adding the rest of the ingredients, I'm dipping the bottom of the wick in the hot wax so that the base of the wick will adhere to the bottom of the jar and hopefully stay in place when I pour the candle. The pack of wicks that I bought came with these little metal holders, which are really handy for keeping the wick centered in the middle of the jar when I pour the wax. I'll put some links down in the description box with all the candle making supplies that I'm using here today so that you can find them if you're interested in doing this yourself. Instead of essential oils, we're going to scent the candle with 4 tablespoons of honey and 8 teaspoons of vanilla extract. My vanilla extract and honey were at room temperature, which was cooler than the wax, so it did cause it to clump up a little bit. So I would suggest stirring in the ingredients a little bit slower, but I was actually able to just keep stirring and let all of those things dissolve into the wax, and it worked out really well. You can pour your candle into lots of different containers, but I really like using mason jars because they are heat resistant, and I think they look really cute as candles. In addition to a candle, I really wanted to make my own wax melts. I love those scented wax melts, but a lot of the commercial ones have fragrances that contain ingredients that we really don't want to be breathing in and scenting our homes with. So these are going to be naturally fragranced, and I am really looking forward to seeing how these turn out. This silicone ice tray will be the perfect mold for making wax melts. I use these trays to freeze little portions of lemon juice and lime juice and tomato paste. There's all sorts of things that you can do with them, and this is another great way to put them to use. My wax was cooling quickly and a lot of it was sticking to the inside of my double broiler pan, so I just put it back on the heat for a little bit to melt the wax once more, and then I was able to easily pour the remaining wax into the silicone tray. Then I let the wax harden overnight, and in the morning it looked good, except I had a pretty bad sinkhole in the middle of my candle. This is a common problem in candle making, and there is an easy way to fix it that I'll show you in just a minute, but it happens because the wax cools from the outside in, and when your jars are room temperature, it happens a little too fast. The wax melts turned out really well, and I can't wait to give them a try. Now to fix the sinkhole in the middle of my candle. I just need to warm up the wax enough so that the wax will flow down into that hole and repair it. So I'm just using my blow dryer. If you have a fancy heat gun, of course that would work even better, but holding a blow dryer over it for just a couple of minutes really did the trick. Once the wax was melted, I used a wooden skewer to poke holes down into the candle. Oftentimes there's a deeper sinkhole underneath, so I wanted to make sure that that was addressed and all the wax could flow into there. After that, I could have continued just to use the blow dryer and melt the candle, but instead I used a couple of the wax melts and melted those down once more and poured it over the top. I didn't realize that the ingredients of the wax melts had really separated out, and so I was a little worried that that was going to cause a problem, but it was fine. I would just make sure that the ingredients were better blended before I topped it off like that next time. And now to try out the wax melts. This plug-in wax warmer I got at our local grocery store, HEB, but you can find loads of different ones on Amazon. I'll link a few down below. And you can also find some countertop versions that either use a tea light or can be plugged in. Wax melts can be a great alternative to candles, especially if you have little ones around and you don't want an open flame. These turned out great. I was really pleased with this project. I will say that if you're used to the commercial scented candles, this will seem a lot less fragrant to you. Synthetic fragrances can really desensitize our sense of smell, and they also have a lot of ingredients that are really not very healthy to be breathing in. Pay attention to the ingredients of the candles or wax melts that you buy, or make some of your own. As I was flipping through Good Housekeeping magazine this week, I saw this and thought that I could make a gluten-free version. I was also almost out of the gluten-free flour blend that I like to make, so I whipped up a batch of that first. This is very easy to make. You just need 2 parts of brown rice flour, and I really like to get one that's extra finely ground like this one. This is from Anthony's and I order it on Amazon. Mix that with 2/3 parts of potato starch, not potato flour, and 1/3 part of tapioca flour. I find it easiest to just go ahead and mix it in this large jar that I store it in, and I use my kitchen scale to measure everything out. So I measure out 600 grams of the brown rice flour, 200 grams of the potato starch, and 100 grams of tapioca flour. Blend all of the flours and starches thoroughly. I like to use a wire whisk like this, or you can just seal the top and give it a good shake. I can use this flour in place of regular all-purpose flour with the addition of some xanthan gum usually, and I'll show you how I'm using that in the waffle recipe that I came up with. The Good Housekeeping article came with a recipe for pancakes, but it didn't include a waffle recipe, so I wanted to see if I could create that too. I'll put the full recipes for everything I'm showing you today down in the description box so that you can copy and paste. To make the pancake and waffle mix that I can store in our pantry, I just combined 5 cups of the gluten-free flour that I just mixed together, along with baking powder, baking soda, salt, and a little bit of xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is an ingredient that's all natural, but it is often added to recipes like this so that the gluten-free flour blend can mimic the all-purpose flour called for in the original recipe. Once my pancake and waffle mix was ready to go, I was ready to start experimenting with making some waffles. Pancakes and waffles are pretty much the same, except that waffles usually require a little bit more oil and a little bit thicker consistency. Start with 2 cups of whole milk, add to that 2 eggs, 6 tablespoons of oil, and a teaspoon of vanilla. Thoroughly whisk together all of the wet ingredients, and then you can combine the dry, which is 3 cups of the pancake and waffle mix along with 2 tablespoons of sugar. My waffle maker takes about 1 cup of batter, and that will vary depending on the type of waffle maker that you have. And also the time to cook them will vary as well, so you just need to keep an eye on that. My waffles take somewhere between 3 and 4 minutes. I like to set my oven on low, around 170 degrees Fahrenheit, to keep the waffles warm, and this will help them stay crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. This is a great way to keep them warm so that everybody can have a nice, fresh, hot waffle at the same time. These waffles were so good. They were just as good, if not better, than any of our favorite pancake and waffle mixes that we usually like to use. I'm so excited that I discovered this, and I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but it's going to be great to have this in our pantry. It's going to save us money, and it's just made with simple ingredients and doesn't contain anything that I don't want. Another experiment that I tried recently that turned out really well was making sheet pan pancakes. Basically, instead of making individual pancakes in a skillet that requires you to watch them and turn them and then keep them warm until they're all ready, you can do everything in one fell swoop by mixing up your pancake mix and pouring it all out on a sheet pan and baking it at once, and then just slicing it into squares and serving everyone at one time. This was really a fun and easy way to make pancakes. It cuts down on the time that you need to be in the kitchen, so you might be able to serve pancakes on a morning when life is a little bit busy. And also, if you are serving a lot of people, this is a great way to have the pancakes ready all at once so everyone can sit down together and enjoy them. Check the description box for the full recipe, but basically you preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, then you whisk together your wet ingredients, stir in your dry ingredients, and then you spread 2 tablespoons of the melted butter over the bottom of a sheet pan. Pour the batter onto the prepared pan and sprinkle some blueberries or chocolate chips or whatever you like evenly over the top. Bake for about 20 minutes and then brush the top with the remaining butter and serve. If you've been with me for a while, you know I love my microfiber cloths for cleaning, but I'm also always on the lookout for new products to recommend to you guys, and I discovered one recently, and what I like about it is that it's one product that you can buy and mix yourself at home to make several different cleaning products, and it's all natural and very safe for most any surface. I have 2 bottles of cleaners that I recently finished off, so I'm just going to reuse those bottles and fill them with 24 ounces of water. Then I'm going to mix in some of this doTERRA On Guard Cleaner Concentrate, and it tells you on the side of the bottle the amount to use depending on how you want to use it. So I'm going to use one for an all-purpose cleaner and the other one for a bathroom cleaner. And so for the all-purpose cleaner, I'll just need 2 tablespoons of the concentrate mixed with 24 ounces of water. And for the bathroom, I'll just need 3 tablespoons mixed with 24 ounces of water. This cleaner has been around for a while. As a matter of fact, several of you have recommended it to me, and this video is not sponsored in any way. I purchased this on Amazon and I've really been enjoying it. So if you're interested, you can find it in my Amazon store. I'll have a link in the description box for that. And I find that it has a really pleasant smell. It works great, and this small bottle will last a very long time. I can mix up many bottles of cleaner, and so it's quite economical as well. There are some really great DIY recipes that you can make with ingredients you probably already have at home, but oftentimes one of the ingredients is vinegar, and vinegar isn't okay for the natural stone surfaces that we have in our home. When this cleaner is mixed as directed, I can safely use it to clean our quartz countertops in the kitchen, the granite in Peyton's bathroom, and the marble countertops and shower tiles in our bathroom. I also like that the essential oils it contains are known to inhibit the growth of viruses, mold, and mildew. I've also been experimenting with a new way of cleaning our hardwood floors, and I really like it. So starting with the cleaner, this is an all-natural product that I found on Amazon. I'll have it linked below, and you just use a small amount. It's also a concentrate, so this bottle will last a very long time, and it has a great lemon scent. The mop that I got is from O Cedar, and it is a microfiber cloth mop, which I really like. So even with just water, it captures 99% of bacteria, which is a great way to clean hardwood floors, especially in the kitchen. I always vacuum before I mop, and I recommend that you do this because any hard dirt that may be on the floor, any grit or sand or anything like that will just get pushed around with your mop, and it could actually scratch your hardwoods. So do yourself a favor and take that extra step. You have probably seen me use my steam mop many times in the past for my hardwood floors, and I still love mine. It's a Bissell and it has a very low setting, so it is perfectly safe for hardwood floors. But at this point, I really like to just use that maybe once a month or so for deep cleaning, and for regular weekly cleaning or for a spill, I find it really handy to have a microfiber mop. I needed to replace the one that I had, and I found this spray mop by Cedar on Amazon. It had great reviews, and do you see this? It flips so that you can use both sides of the pad, which really speeds things up, and the pads are machine washable. I like that this one is designed so that you can put in whatever type of cleaner you want, and the microfibers capture 99% of dirt and bacteria. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. It means more than I can say, and if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. If you haven't already done so, I want to invite you to subscribe. We'd really love to have you join us here at Faith and Flour. We have an amazing community of subscribers, and you can meet them down in the comment section. You know I love hearing from you, so be sure to leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, have a wonderful week.